We have never done this before, but Brockman last night texted me. Do you want to do a separate version of Overreaction Monday just on the Cowboys?
I'm going to be highly critical
of this. My first
of
reaction was, I don't think so, because there's going to be so much to talk about. But then you're like, Smitch and I talked about it. We came up with a whole bunch. And I'm sitting here thinking, who am I to say, you have the initiative. Do you want to put this together? Let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it. Hit it.
You're leaving yourself open.
Hit it.
That was terrible. That was crap. That was garbage. This place sucks.
Overreaction Mondays.
All right, we kind of stepped.
Nice. Very well done.
Nice. We kind of stepped on it a little bit, and Stephen Jones just kind of squashed it. But first up, Mike McCarthy should no longer be the Cowboys coach.
You know what?
Come on. TJ, be honest with yourself.
I would think that you'd have to sit here and you can't totally
dismiss it.
You
gotta think about it.
But you also can't dismiss him in the first 24 hours. That's the ultimate overreaction.
That's what I'm saying.
And you have to let the pieces settle. The problem with the pieces settling is that Dan Quinn could get an offer from the Denver Broncos in like 2 seconds because they've already started their process. They've already interviewed other people. I imagine they have already interviewed enough candidates to certainly observe the Rooney Rule and go get Dan Quinn. That's the problem. So I'll just say, when you're talking about another person's job, short of them being thoroughly beyond the pale, can't stay there anymore, Urban Meyer not coming back on the plane, kicking his kicker incompetent, you've got to just let the pieces settle and have a conversation about it. So I'll call that an overreaction for the moment, Christopher.
I mean, even Joe Judge kept his job for about 48 hours.
That's true, yeah. After taking the surrender formation.
Yeah, I mean,
we're
a little bit better off than them.
I would agree.
All right, we talked to Dan Orlovsky last hour, and he put 100% of the loss on Mike McCarthy and 100% of the loss on this guy. Breaking the bank for Dak was a big mistake.
I'll say that's an overreaction for the moment. That is definitely an overreaction. Breaking the bank for him is a mistake. He is still in the ascendancy portion of his career. He's still getting better, okay? Now, the problem, though, is you have paid him like Mahomes and Allen, and we are seeing them getting better every year, already reaching heights that other quarterbacks don't have. Dak Prescott needed to put that game on his back yesterday and not sail it over the heads of his guys a couple of times. You know what was one of the more remarkable moments, though, of the game? And this is why Dak is really special, too. And I understand what happened at the end of the game was awful, and he should have executed the final play better. But the possession before ended with Dallas going for it on fourth down and him heaving it down the field, evading the rush.
Yeah, great play.
And he put the ball in a spot where Cedric Wilson was just a couple of feet too far to the right of the ball for him to make a play on it. But the fact that that ball got out at all and got anywhere in the vicinity of a catch radius of Cedric Wilson, that was unbelievable. And not a lot of quarterbacks can do that. So, paying him all that money, it's going to be, if Dak pays attention to this stuff or cares about any of it at all, certainly with him blaming the officials and completely turning on a dime after he says you can't throw garbage at my teammates coming off the field, but absolutely throw garbage at the human beings who are equally trying their best and equally trying to prepare every week and put their blood, sweat, and tears.
Nobody looks at it like that,
dude.
Like,
and I understand it. I said it was out of character for him.
Yeah, you're in the heat of things.
But you're also going to be, when you're paid this much money and you are the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys and you are one and done, you're going to get in a ton of heat. And I am not concerned about it. I bet you he's going to come back stronger than ever, physically stronger than ever. But a couple more of these, and he gets through his contract, his $100 million plus contract with no playoff wins, then we can sit here and say this is a proper reaction. But for the moment, I'll just still call it an overreaction.
Yeah, still just, a year plus from that horrible injury. So, he's still
This was a terrific year for him. The team, though, was not a good year. You can't do what they did and go one and done.
All right, speaking of that offense, the $400 million offense, like Dan said last hour, the Cowboys should build next year's offense around Tony Pollard.
Bingo. 100%. I thought he should have played more yesterday.
Only got 6 carries?
Dude,
right? Is that right?
I thought he should have touched that ball so much more often. He is a difference maker, man. Bingo. And this is, honestly, Zeke, though, gets paid the amount of money where you need to run him and have him touch the ball 20, 25, 30 times a game.
But his days
of that I think are over.
Well, he's hurt. I mean,
I know
you got to see. You got to see next season if he comes back and he's at full strength.
Pollard's got to touch it more. Because Zeke can control a game. Zeke can control a game. Zeke can end a game. Zeke can put the ball in the end zone. But Tony Pollard can break it open.
Zeke can take out 2 rushers with 1 block, as he did on that.
Was incredible.
That's why the man's on the field. That's why he's out there.
I agree. I agree. I see. So figure out how to put them both out there.
Yeah, we need both. I love that idea. How
does that sound?
Keep him healthy, keep him fresh.
What else over there, Chris?
14 penalties, right? 14 penalties yesterday.
Yeah.
That is a symptom of poor organizational leadership. Top down.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
When you talk about penalties, though,
snap.
But you can call a penalty whenever you want. The penalties are kind of arbitrary.
Not the pre-snap stuff.
If you think that this team isn't ready because of
a hand to the face penalty,
by the way, that was absolutely the right call.
It was a bad penalty, but there's nothing coaching's going to do. That's in the heat of the moment, and I don't know how coaching.
That's technique.
There's lots of heats of a lot of other moments that you don't see it happening.
Yeah, but don't people and I'm not defending, but don't people always say you could call a hold, you could call something on the offensive line every single play if you want.
If you start, delay a game, though.
Yeah, that stuff. You're right.
If you are in the camp of McCarthy doesn't have the team ready because he's not good, he's not competent, he's lackadaisical. The Bleacher Report article that he's too busy. Yeah, he's too busy getting shiatsu massage, whatever. Okay, that if you're of that mindset about him, then the fact that he's there and the owners put him there, then you're right. But I don't know, man. It's just even McCarthy's kind of like looking out there like, what's going on? What's going on? The O-line jumped the second half, and Romo's like, these guys have got to get rid of all these mistakes and penalties, and they have back-to-back false starts on 3rd and on schedule to make it 3rd and long.
14 is so many.
I know you got one more over there. What's your one?
I got one more. Halfway through the year, Micah Parsons made the switch and then just kind of took over. He should have been there full time. Micah Parsons, full-time edge rusher.
No.
Rush the quarterback.
No. He could do so much.
Create havoc.
I know, but then they get Tank Lawrence back. And
TJ Watt style. Go. Let's go.
No, but even Watt sometimes, Watt brothers also sometimes jump back into coverage. Parsons is so good at that too. He can disrupt you by pedaling back and being in spots where you think the ball and you can't put it there, and then all of a sudden somebody else gets home.
He's amazing.
I don't think you could make any complaints about him at all this year.
Just waited too long to make him that edge rusher.
My concern, again, about Micah Parsons and his advancement, and he's terrific, is if you do give it up to Dan Q, the DC DQ, okay, who's the next guy there? Because he's gone. He is going to be in the head coach of fill in the blank. Maybe by the end of this week. And that's why the Jones family have got to make a decision. Do you keep him and you keep the defensive side of the ball done, or you keep your CEO, coach, and Mike McCarthy and maybe have to get a couple of other new coordinators? That's a big choice for the Cowboys right now, man. Mm-hmm. That's an Overreaction Monday specifically on the Dallas Cowboys. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.